Chapter we are talking about the array. What is the array? Array, if you remember, we have the primitive data type, and primitive data type we can have create a variable, and variable have any specific size. Array, it's a list of the memory. Let me show you an example what I mean by that one. Let's look at this example. In this example, let's imagine that we would like to read 4 different variables, num1, num2, num3, num4, all of them they are integer, and we're reading those numbers from keyboard and store it in the 4 different variables. And this one is a program right here, it generates the output of it. But imagine if this number is increasing from 4 to 20 and we would like to read 20 number, and then we're adding those numbers together and display the output. Definitely we cannot use this program model. We cannot use primitive variable because first we don't know how many numbers we would like to read. Second, it's gonna be huge and big, and it's gonna be inconvenient. Solution to that one is contrast to primitive data type. It's gonna be array. What is the array? Let's go look at the example. This example right here, I'm going to convert this example to array, and you're going to see the difference. This array, the way that we're going to generate an array is object. It's a class, and when we try to use that class, we have to create an instance of the object of the array. The way we're going to do that one, we're going to say int, open bracket, close bracket, my identifier or my object equal to new, create for me a new instance of the int with the size of 4. This size of 4, if you're going to follow this arrow right here, you're going to see we're going to have index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, and it is look like that I have a multi-variable list, and which is in the index 1 I can put a primitive variable, in the index 1 I can put another primitive variable with the same type, 2 same, and 3 the same. So in fact it is a indexing memory storage location that is going to allocate some storage with one tag name, which we call that one array name or object nums. In this example we use nums. Now look at this one. This is same example as this example, but in this example I'm gonna have a one object, and that object is num of type array, and array is a type of int, and this int I'm going reading the information from keyboard, put him in the index 0, reading information from keyboard, put him indexing 1, 2, and 3. And by the way, if you notice, right here is next byte, and it should be definitely number, and then I'm going to adding those and display to the output. As you're going to see num0, num1, num2, num3. So right here, when you're reading the data and try to load the array, you have to put the array index, assign, and the number. This is the way we load the array. This is the way that we're going to read the content of the array, and we're going to say num content 0. Content at the index 0, display that one to me. Content at index 1 plus content at the index 2 and 3. One important note about the array is this one: array start with the index 0 and follow up to the maximum size. So the bound of the array start at the 0 and end at the 3, and this is the size of the 4. So when we're going to say int 4, generate an array object with the size of 4, by default Java start from index 0, C++ start in the index 0, C# start with the index 0. This is the behavior of the array in the way that the size of the array identify in the C++, Java, or C#, any of these programming language. Let's go ahead and look at this example, see how you're going to behave, and then we're going to enhance this example. This is the code for this program. So we name our class yArray1, and we declaring array of type int, and name of our object array name is nums, and it is of type integer with the maximum size of 4. So we compile it, compilation is okay. Then we go ahead and run it, and we entering 4 different number. Let me bring it this one up. So I entering number 10, number 20, number 30, and number 40, and now it return to us the result of the 100 for this program. Okay, let me resize this one so you can see. Now let's go ahead and enhance this program. We create index with the size of 4. Now right here, let's consider I'm going to put right here 14, or let's go to a slide and back right here. So I'm going to next slide right here. It is the same program, but in this program what I'm doing, I'm just instead of reading 4 times from the keyboard, I can put this one in a loop. As you can see, I put him right here in a loop, and I set for in I0, I less than 4, I plus plus, and read the content of the keyboard. New keyboard scanner. We can also put this scanner outside of the loop, and then add that content to the I index 0, so it read from the keyboard. Right here I is 0, position 0. I'm going reading from the keyboard, back to the loop, increment I to 1 based in this loop, and then again it going to define the keyboard instance, and then I'm going to reading from that one and put him in the 1 position, 2 position, 3 and 4. So now imagine this one, if I change the index size of this array to 14 and this one to 14, then I can read 14 times the same array. But let's go ahead run this enhanced example. So what I did, I just moved the scanner keyboard. When we create a new instance of the object, I move it outside of the loop, and then I'm reading from the keyboard. It's the same example. Now imagine if I'm going to run it, it's going to run for me and ask me put a number, and then I'm going to put 10, 20, 30 and 40, and behave like same example. Imagine now if I'm going to change this one to 14 and change this one to 14, and right here I'm reading for 14 times, it's going to behave the same. Let's run. I'm going to run couple of it. Let's go ahead and run 1, 20, 13, 23, 45, 11, 33, 1, 2, 5, 4, 7. See, so it really is capable of reading 14 number. If I scale, okay, the total is 89. After 14 it quit. Same program. Let's go ahead and enhance. So let me move this one out of here and put it right here. So we're gonna, it shouldn't be there. Now let's go ahead and enhance this program a little bit more. Let's look at this code. See, for the output right here, I use 1 through 3, but if I want adding number 0 to the same number, that we increase it to the 14. So I can also change this one to what? To a for statement, and asking to read all the number and add it together like this example that you see. I declare a variable count CNT, and right here then I'm going to asking from 1 through let's consider 14 or 4 or whatever. Then I'm gonna adding those number, read number at the position 0, put it to CNT, which is currently 0, and add it to CNT. Then read the second number, read the third number, and fourth, and all the way to the end of the last item in the index, and added those together and display the result. So this one easily I can go say 14, 14, 14, and this program I can use him like an Excel program, add 14 different numbers that you read from keyboard, add those numbers together. You can say array consists is an object that consists of two parts. One part is the index 0, index 1, index 2, index 3, and so forth, and the other memory cell that is going to store my data. So in the index 0 is store my value, in the index 1 is store my second number, third number, fourth number, and so on. This is one point about the array that you have to consider, that it is different than primitive data type. The second thing that we have to remember, array should have same data type for all of its items that we stored in the array. For example, in our example that we call the int num, and we said, okay, create a new instance of the object array with the size of 4. You're going to create 4 cells for us, 0, 1, 2, 3, no more. And if you try to putting anything beyond the 4, it's going to give you exception error, that we're going to see that one later on. Second, the other point, we have to specify the size. If I name it the array is float, write here new instance of the float, and this is my array object name, and the size of the index, which is the bound of it, which is 0, in this example is 0 through 99, or 41, which is 0 through 40, or this one as the type long, this one as double. This is the int, and also it could be a string. In the array, one way we have to store the element in the array. The other method is retrieving the element from the array. To store element in the array, we're going to do like this example. We're reading a number from the keyboard, or let's consider right here, for example, number 20, and I'm going to store this 20 at the position 0 of this array. So that's what we're calling inputting the element to the array. Retrieving the element from the array example, again like this example, we're going to retrieve the number at the position at the index I, and retrieve it and store it to our normal variable that we have in this example, CNT. Another important issue that we have to consider, the bound of the array. If we create an array, and array is from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, index of the 5, that's the size of our array, I cannot put in the some value in the index position 6. If I attempting to put that one, it's going to give me exception error. See, this is the error right here. I create an array with the index 100. The boundary of that one is 0 through 99. But I try to go and put some number in there up to the 100. And if I do that one, it's going to give me an array index out of the bound exception and generate an error for me. So I cannot go beyond the bound or the size of array, which is in this example 0 through 99.